Alright, here we go. We got Orlando's truck back in. We're already knee deep into it, as my style usually is. We got door panels off. We got a box of goodies here. We're not getting to the speakers today. We're going to repair a handle. And we got mirrors that should be good. So we're going to do the tow mirrors on his truck. Get rid of those, what I would say, anemic style. I always liked those styles, but they're small, and then when you got a lifted truck, you don't get the visibility out of them you might want. So we're after that today. And
it looks a lot cooler with the tow mirrors.
Yeah, it does. Man, this is a cool truck. Exactly what I wanted to buy when I was looking for my 93 Suburban, but someday when I don't have as many seatbelt needs. So, all right, we'll get to it. All right, so one over the world with these. You've got your 3 bolts in here. You got the wiring harness in here. Oh, that one's tight, so I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. But yeah, you unclip that one, and you get the 3 bolts there. Sean's got a project he's doing up front. Looks like Rebecca's supervising. But these are a little difficult to get all these nuts out. They're not exactly straightforward and easy to do. So that's why I like pulling the entire door panel off, even though I could get without it, because if I drop one of those nuts in there, I've got to remove the speaker to get that nut back out. But so yeah, to remove it, it's just unclip that harness, those 3 bolts, those 3 nuts. So here we go. Okay, so these particular mirrors that Orlando got, they're from Trail Ridge. I bet you find them on Amazon, eBay, wherever else. Pull out the driver's side one here. It's just like mine were, an cast aluminum bracket in there. You've got these 2 studs already there, this weather gasket, basic wiring harness here, which you're going to have a stud that goes in there, and that's supplied right here, and that'll go through that bracket. I'll show you all this in just a second once I got it on. It comes with wire extensions. Those T-tap things, never ever use those. Those are horrible. It's the worst thing in the world you can do to your wiring harness. Don't ever use those. We'll do those the right way. But yeah, pretty good set of mirrors. We're going with straight black mirrors. We were talking, maybe pull these caps off and paint them sometime so it's white, which would go right with a white and black truck like this. Looking at the LEDs, these are already an upgraded LED set inside here, so this should be pretty cool once we got it running. But yeah, let me get to it. All right, Orlando's the winner of the PIAA air dam. We're putting that on for him. I'm going to put the fog lights in there too. But I need to get back to the mirrors. I've got them mounted up. And this kit, like a lot of the others, you've got the main controls for the actual power mirrors. And then you got the extra lighting stuff. And I haven't dug into it yet. I've got this one tightened down. I need to tighten down that one, and then we'll get into the wiring. We'll see how good their wiring diagram is or isn't, because if you remember my original install, my wiring diagram was horrible. So we'll figure out. I'm looking the amount of lines they've got. You got to have a ground probably. I would expect white would be backup, and I would expect these 2 to be marker and turn signal. That's what I'm expecting. We'll see. Alright, so you got the wiring harness in, and the one they give, I don't like that it's unprotected, so I wrapped it all in electrical tape far enough to get in, because you go through the door, down here to this boot, and these boots just rip out. You can pull them out and they'll go back in. You see that ridge that's on there is what retains them. So you pull both of those out. And then to get into here, this kick panel, you want to remove this kick panel. Driver's side's way harder because you got a bunch of factory stuff going in there. This side's a little easier because you can reach your hand up in there just fine. So that's why I did drivers first. But you snake this on through, and then you'll run it under the dash to that side, so all your wiring's junctioned up on that side. And then you do the wiring, do a functions check, and then reassemble your door panels. So I'm gonna get to it. All right, this is probably a repeat from other videos I've done. There is a hole right there in the cab that if you had a stick shift, that's where the clutch mounts. So if you have an automatic like this truck or my truck, that's where you pull your wires through. So we pulled passenger side and driver side through for the mirrors, and all of it gets tapped into this trunk line here. Again, if you've seen my videos before, you know I always refer to my Chains or Haynes, Chilton's, whichever manual you got, but they've got the wiring diagrams. You can see which colors are what, and that way you know what to tap into. These mirrors came with these abominations. Don't ever use these, ever. They're horrible. That's the worst thing you can do to your wiring. So you want to use my preferred, I mean there's a couple different ways, but these ones that have heat shrink, it's crimp and heat shrink, that'll do your trick. That'll keep water out, especially since it's under the engine bay. So we're about to wire all this up in between what they say, you know, so red is their turn signal, white is the backup lights, black is your common ground, that's easy enough, that's nice and conventional, and then yellow is the positive marker. So our yellow goes to the brown, and the reds are going to go to one of the blues. There's light blue and dark blue, and again, refer to the manual to see which one. I always do, even though I almost have this harness memorized, I always look at the manual. But so yeah, we're going to wire this up and get it done. All right, it's a done deal. We've got them on. And this time we're sure everything works. Bracketry's good. It took us a little while because we took a side project while we had the whole truck apart. We replaced this handle. Someone had tried to break into his truck and smash the snot out of that, so we put a whole new one in. Man, is that not easy. But yeah, nice new solid functioning handle. But these lights are freaking awesome. Close-up differences to what mine has. There's marker lights right here. So let's turn on. Okay, that's where my curiosity was. They don't come on as markers. They're probably turn signals, but you can see that is a totally different lighting profile than what I've got. And I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Let's turn the truck on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it does give a signal to the back even though you don't have the arrows in the mirror like other mirrors, like mine do. So you do have a signal right there. Okay, that's curious to me. So none of these blink. It's just these ones on the side blink. So those are just marker. And those blink. Okay. It's a little different. I'm actually doing the functions check for the first time. We'll check out in a second here. So yeah, bet that looks cool at night, and I don't know if I have enough time. Maybe Orlando can snap one on Instagram. Direct sunlight, I don't know, and get some shadow here. Yeah, it's lit up nice and neat. Indicators are working. Freaking nice mirrors. We're talking maybe we'll pull these off sometime and paint them. So do the caps in white, so white and black to match the rest of the truck. Freaking sweet though. I'll tell you, the hardest part was just the wiring stuff. And then because we decided to do that fought us. Man, that fought us. We were doing fine until we got to that. But there we go. So you see that. That's the only part that blinks.
Oh, that's awesome.
And those are just on as markers, so it doesn't blink here.
But right there it does.
But it does here, which that gives you that side indicator.
Can't wait to see it at night tonight.
Yeah, you got to post a picture on Instagram, man, when you're done.
Okay.
Because that's going to be fantastic. I mean, yeah, the whole truck, though. Let's get back and look at that thing. That's freaking sweet, though.
That looks cool.
They look awesome now. Now it fits the lifted truck theme. What's funny is we overall have about the same amount of lift, and you've got about 2 inches of clearance. In my truck, I've got like ½ an inch. But yeah, this is sweet. All right, everybody, that's yet another mirror install. And quite honestly, I'd recommend these mirrors. Just looking at them out of the box, what they've got, I think they're good-looking mirrors. I mean, it doesn't give you the front turn signal function like I've got in mine that I put in mine, but it does give you the side here. That's the only thing we didn't hook up. Again, we didn't do the backlights because you got to go tie into the transmission reverse switch down there, that wiring down there. I still need to do that on my truck. I still haven't. We'll do that on another day. But there it is, all fixed up. Oh, and that was the other thing we put in. We didn't get to the actual fog lights. We'll do that on another day. We're kind of out of time. You can see the sun's going down. We've been here all day, letting the kids play in the living room, letting them have a good old time. But yeah, we'll finish that up, get the fog lights in there for them on another day. But I think that does actually help the truck out, giving that whole valence there. It's looking sweet. All right, everybody, if you come along this far, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.